Hey, welcome back to my channel. They call me Charisma. And I have been pondering and trying to figure out how to address and talk about this video today. Today is Tuesday, by the way. And Tuesday is ruled by Mars. And Mars is a planet known for war and aggression. So I'm going to try to be not so aggressive when I talk about this. But I'm also not going to restrain or restrict what is true. As you know, Washington, D.C. is under siege because the felon has decided that Washington, D.C. has a problem with crime. All cities have a problem with crime. Washington, D.C. is a district. So this felon has gone into D.C. and taken over, placed this district under siege, done what he does best: executive order, bypass the other branches of government as he does, and went in with, and this is from CNN, went in with 800 D.C. National Guards troops and activated them to take over. Data has shown that the crime in D.C. has been going down. And so he has stood at his podium and done what a con man loves to do: made up a story about the crime, and this is the reason why he's taken over this district. He did the same thing in LA. The difference is LA, well, California is a state, and they have a governor. District of Columbia is a district, and they're in this, what I would say is a tricky position of not having the ability to protect themselves in the way that Governor Newsom is able to protect his state. So we have that going on, and I feel like that's a red herring because we've been asking, people have been asking to see the Epstein files, to see all of the evidence, to get all of the information, and he has been dodging that, ducking that, saying that this was a Democrat thing, this was their scam, this was their lie. And now Ghislaine Maxwell has been moved and placed in a prison in Florida. And now a judge has said that those files are going to be sealed. So Ghislaine won't be talking. Jeffrey can't talk. We're not going to know anything about that. But we are seeing more and more pictures and photographs of this felon and Jeffrey hanging out at a wedding, kicking it, because they were close, they were friends. To hear a felon say that he and Jeffrey fell out because Jeffrey was stealing girls from his spa in Mar-a-Lago, what does that mean? And excuse the noise, because for whatever reason today the planes need to fly. Jeffrey was stealing girls from his spa in Mar-a-Lago. Now this is what he said to a reporter. Jeffrey was stealing girls from his spa in Mar-a-Lago, and he told Jeffrey to stop doing that, and he did it again, and so they fell out with each other. They weren't friends anymore. We all know that Jeffrey Epstein liked underage girls. So to say that he was stealing girls from you, to use that terminology, sounds really suspicious. This is why you fell out of friendship. Now the felon is on his way to Alaska to meet with his girlfriend Vladimir Putin, to discuss the war without the president of the country that the war is happening in. Who does that? All of these distractions, All of these things that are going on that have been created by the felon himself. The price of all things are too high. He wants to, as he stated, do something about the homeless situation in D.C. He wants to penalize people for not having housing. When people without housing are not the problem, it is ScamAmerica that has created the issue around housing. By raising the costs out of reach for people to be able to afford to be housed. But now he wants to penalize people who don't have housing. And yet people voted for this. For the immigrants that voted for him, as you danced in the streets for him and held up your signs and Papa Trump for him, and the white women that voted for him in high numbers for him, and that education, public education, is being destroyed for this felon and his bullshit. And the Republicans wanting to redistrict things so that they can steal more seats, so that there will be less Democratic seats, so that they can just win and bulldoze their ideas over people. Because the GOP just wants to win, to have money and perceived power. But when people were voting, they were voting for that racist agenda, for the very idea that they would have their white country, ScamAmerica, would be just for them. And now when Nana and Papa can't afford their medicine or food, and their children can't afford to buy houses, now it's different now. When I hear the people at work complaining about not having a budget for their program, it's different now. And this was the part I try to not ever talk about, because it is so frustrating. And it does not do the thing that I wanted to do, because I wanted to change, I wanted to be fixed, I wanted to be rectified. I want people to stop believing the lies that this felon tells. But yet there will be people that believe that what he is doing is perfectly fine and all in right order. You'll go to church and go to work and you will support all of this bullshit. I hope that every person that lives in Washington, D.C. is safe from this Gestapo, these tactics, this harm. I hope that every person that is without housing is safe, that they are not transported to some other place where they don't even know where they are. I hope someone will do something to stop this felon and his bullshit, this harm, this hurt that he is causing to people who have done nothing but be in this country that has done nothing but attempt to oppress and destroy at every moment. Because this is what's true. Karma comes for everyone. She doesn't care who you are, what you look like, what the color of your skin is, and how much money you have. Your perceived power is nothing to the universe. So, have fun visiting your girlfriend in Alaska. But remember that you are not above what is true. So please like, share, and subscribe. They call me Charisma, and I hope that you are safe and well in ScamAmerica, that you do not lose hope in this world that seems like there is none left.